Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Sorry.
You look ridiculous.
I'm in Ed's chair. I mean,
That's it.
is this it?
Yeah, give it a little. You got to wiggle a little. Well, you got to push the thing and yeah, same time. There you go.
Am I getting lower?
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, there it is.
Good morning, everybody.
Sorry. There's a height difference.
I look over and I'm like,
Yeah.
hi, Aaron.
Hi. Hello, Kamo. All right,
We've
we're
got
back.
Aaron sitting in Ed's chair that he doesn't fit in.
Yeah, but I think we've.
You got it now.
You know how I feel about this desk.
I know. You know
It is if you have like large feet, you don't fit. What?
It's funny too. Even like I know there's stuff everywhere. There's a lot of core. I know.
So I got to cross my legs, but then
It's funny too when you work with people with such a height differential. I mean, like me and Ed are like the same height, and then we've got you. And then every time we're all together in a picture, like we're on boxes or you're like in the back like this, trying to do what we can.
Okay, Aaron, you sit on the floor. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Anyway, it's all good. It's Friday.
My mom says, "Good morning, big guy."
Hey, good morning. Good morning, MB. What did your mom make the other?
Yes, he was not feeling great, so we sent him home.
What did your mom make you the other day that I was like, oh, it was the pepper?
Oh, you're still talking about the stuffed pepper?
I am still talking about stuffed pepper.
We'll see what we can do for you, buddy.
Where are the plate cups?
Where are the plate cups? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That took me a second. That I'm not gonna lie. The Nicole plate cups. I'm like, Nicole.
Here's another one too.
Got it. The Nicole plate cups. Thank you. Here they are. Yeah, we sent Ed home. He's gonna get some sleep.
Yeah, you could hear it.
It's been going.
You could see it. Yeah.
It's been going around. Everybody here. Everybody all around.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's
that time of year.
It's the time of year. Correct.
It really is because we're all kind of like back inside now. A few things we want to talk about today. The Bills game for sure.
Love it.
We'll hit that.
Okay.
We're also going to talk about like could bigger events be coming to Buffalo when it comes to connections with the Bills? Like how about the Winter Classic again?
I saw the new CEO.
Yeah.
He's so awesome. He's just talking, yep, we want to do this, that, the other. I'm like, this guy's great.
Super excited.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can talk about that all day if you want.
So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about could we host an NFL draft? That would be cool too.
If Cleveland and Green Bay and Detroit can, 100% Buffalo can.
All right. So we're going to talk about that. Love to hear your feelings on that and your thoughts on that. We'll talk about the big game too. I also want to talk about some of those buy now, pay later programs. So we'll do all of that stuff. Let's start by talking about the game on Sunday because why not? Oh, and we also want to talk about the forecast. Actually, let's start with that.
Okay.
Because yesterday you were with us.
Yes.
And it was
what
like,
did I say? Oh, it was everywhere I went.
Actually, I thought it was going to be so funny when we were going to have you join yesterday. I was going to have me and Ed be like in our hats, gloves, like bundling up, like getting ready for next weekend. Because
like bread and milk all over the set. That would have been hilarious. Yes.
So things are changing now.
Yes, because it was 10 days out. So yes. So I've got the graphics up. Here's the European model. This is for next Wednesday through next Sunday. Now, things are going to change even more so, but Wednesday, some rain arrives late in the day. Thursday, a little rain mixing with some snow. And now this is next Friday with some rain. And then Sunday, poop, looks fine. Okay, so that is one model. Remember yesterday I said I like the European model the most for these mid-long range forecasts about a week out. Here's the GFS model. It's a global model. Again, showing the rain coming in late Wednesday, rain changing into some snow on Thursday. A bit of a wintry mix across the area on Friday, a little more aggressive with the precipitation and the snow. And then Sunday, we have the snow. Temperatures borderline, where you're looking at rain in the north town, some snow across the southern tier. It's more of a rain-snow mixture. Instead of a southwesterly wind with a solid lake effect snow band, now the models are going more with a northwesterly wind, which would have multiple bands, and they would not be as strong. So again, one day after, we
got to take it bit by bit.
Yeah, take it. Now, Monday and Tuesday, we'll have a better idea what's going to happen next Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But right now, just want to give you a little update on that. We talked a lot about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Those are the two models. One has rain followed by nothing from Saturday into Sunday, and one has a rain-snow mixture.
Tone says, bring on the snow.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who want snow. Skiers, they're happy. I think we'll have a lot of activity in December. But this is, there's going to be some snow as the winter moves along.
Elizabeth says, time to get those winter coats out for sure. Julie says she likes the colder weather. It's not bothering her yet. Well, we really haven't had too much of it yet, so that's
See, now
good.
that's good. It's bothering me. My neck has been killing me. What, like that? Those cold kind of raw days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason says no snow until December.
It might happen, Jason. Depends on where you are. Like, because the Climate Prediction Center has temperatures above normal for us next weekend, which is why I was like, wow, I can't believe we're going so gung ho on this heavy snow. If we're going to be, I mean, normal high is 48, so you're thinking above normal is close to 50. So yeah.
Felice says she hates the snow. Why is Tone so excited for the snow?
Snowmobiles, right? And it's been a tough couple of years with the snowmobile season.
You guys really have had a few.
I feel for you because that's such a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Snowmobile, go on trails, go to the different like restaurants that have, in the southern tier.
I know.
And then lately, it's just been bleh.
So my friend's dad does like the grooming for the trails and gets out in that big thing. And yeah, I know they've had some tough.
Hopefully, this is your year.
All right, let's talk about the Bills here.
All right.
Very exciting. So somebody was saying, Peter wanted to know who's going to the game or who's going to win the Bills game. The Bills, the Chiefs, or the refs? Great question.
I think if it comes down to like 4th down with 20 seconds left and we stop them, there's this mystery flag. They will riot at that place. I will riot in my living room.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So the Chiefs are undefeated so far this season.
I know.
And yes.
They're 9-0. We're 8-2. If we do have any, chance of getting the number 1 seed, you've got to win this week.
Josh Allen's record against Patrick Mahomes isn't bad. It's just the record in the playoffs.
Yeah, and even Josh recognized that. He's like, yeah, we beat him during the regular season, but really, who cares?
Yeah,
like, give me the win at the end of January. That's what we want. And most likely,
so we all want.
These two teams are Baltimore. They're on a crash course to meet once again in the playoffs. I'd like to avoid Baltimore. I think we do match up better with KC when we're healthy. I mean, these are pictures from last year in the playoffs. You had AJ Klein, who was literally on the couch going on vacation with his family. Hey, you want to be our linebacker and go against Travis Kelce and the Mahomes? So if we can just stay healthy, but there's like, interestingly, you're looking at it, and if you win, that's great. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. I mean, they'll be number 1, fine. And then you just kind of stay healthy and get into the playoffs. You'll be the number 2 or 3 seed. You're going to have a home playoff game, and then we'll go from there.
Tone says the refs are undefeated. My mom says, the Chiefs have come close to losing a couple times, right?
I think
super
8
close.
of their 9 games.
Yeah, super close.
Less than 7 points. I mean, last weekend, I'm watching the ticker. It was like 16-14, Denver on the 30-yard line kicking the field goal. Then it was 16-14 final. I'm like, how did that? I mean, they blocked the kick. They should be 8-1. There are a lot of games where they were, did not have as many yards as the other team, had more turnovers, but they somehow win. I mean, they are well coached and they have won 2 Super Bowls in a row, so they know what they're doing.
Peter says Vegas odds 2.5 points for the Bills.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs are playing the underdog role. They're like, but you get 3 points for being at home, so it's kind of even.
Yeah, Felice is giving her prediction 34-31.
That would be cool. I would like 34-10. That'd be nice. I could see the Bills like coming out like Chiefs have won so many close games, and I could see this one being where it just slips away. Harrison Butker they just put on IR,
so their
he's
kicker gonna have surgery. So
their kicker is going to be someone they just got off the Jets practice squad. So I mean, it's not the easiest to kick at Highmark, but it's not going to be that windy. I mean, a little bit of a breeze. And those fans are going to be going crazy.
Yeah. Elizabeth says we've got to beat Taylor's boyfriend.
Oh, I'm so excited that Taylor might be there. I would say there's a really good chance she'll be there, right? I mean, she's in Toronto.
I don't know. We were talking about that. I would say yes. Why not? She finishes her show Saturday. Game's not till 4:30 Sunday.
Sure.
So like head on down and
take a nap in the limo. I'm sure she's not driving.
Nap in the limo.
I mean,
she's like, do.
Yeah.
You look over, you see Taylor Swift on the road.
What is she listening to? She listen to herself, you think, in the car?
No, I bet she listens to other stuff. Yeah. She's already doing her songs all night long.
Yeah, really. She probably it's like.
I listen to her in the car.
I don't want to hear Love Story one more time.
I put on my own. There's so many more songs I could.
45 songs. Did any of the Cuppies go last night or have friends who went? 45 songs, like 3+ hours. I guess you get your money's worth.
You sure do. You sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob is pointing out she hasn't gone to road games, but here's what's important to note. I know people were saying stuff about her security, but here's the deal. Like, She's only an hour and a half away here.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened recently. Like she's been on tour while
Yeah.
he's been playing.
Literally overseas.
Yeah, in different places and stuff. So now she's like super duper close.
I mean, you're like you said, hour and a half. Does she get an escort? I mean, if you're Taylor
Oh,
Swift, you get a
God,
police
yes.
escort.
Oh, I don't know if it's a police or she pays for it or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, she is arguably one of the most famous people in the world right now.
Yeah, yeah. You take,
My friends and I had this conversation one time. This was a huge talker. We were talking about who in the world, okay, not in our like United States context, who in the world are
Messi.
like the biggest. Okay, so my friend's argument this a couple of years ago was Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, or Messi.
Now, for sure. I feel like he's got more popular the past few years.
Sure.
I also said people like the Queen at the time. People knew who Queen Elizabeth was. Donald Trump, even before he became president, I felt like, and then he became president, so people knew who he was. He might have been president at the time we were having this conversation, but we were just talking about who are the most recognizable people in the world, and I think Taylor Swift's up there now.
She could be up there, but
I
think soccer player, a global, like the best soccer player in the world would be above her.
See, it's so hard for us to put that into context because I guarantee you ask a lot of the cuppies, would you know Messi if you walk down the street? And people would say no.
Yeah, but we got to take ourselves out of the bubble.
I know, and that's the
nothing
hardest part of
bothers me more than when the Super Bowl is up and somebody will be, oh, this is the most watched event ever. I'm like, dude, the World Cup gets billions of people. Billions. What does Messi have on his Instagram?
A lot.
Who's
that's
the
a
most?
great question.
You know what? That's a great way to
great
gauge popularity. Who is the most followed on Instagram?
Okay, hold on.
Can you Google that?
Yeah, well, I can go on Instagram. All right. Messi's got 504 million followers.
Okay. I bet you Taylor's got to be 504
Taylor's got 283 million.
Messi, number one. Ronaldo? Does the Pope have Instagram?
I said the Pope at one point too, because I was like, the Pope is really popular too, because there's so many Catholics.
Yeah.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo has one. Here he is. Yep. 642 million.
Oh, winner.
And
what about Beyonce? How many?
You know who else was a big one? Kim Kardashian. She's got almost 400 million.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Because they really jumped on that. So I don't know. It was just an interesting conversation. We still talk about it to this day because he like hands down was like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, well,
I think across the world.
On Instagram. I did not.
I think you could Google who has the most Instagram followers, and that would be Cristiano Ronaldo, 642. Here are some of the others: Messi, Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, really?
Kylie Jenner. So maybe it wasn't Kim Kardashian, but her sister.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought it was an interesting conversation. It's
too.
so funny when you think about like how we're so obsessed with like American football here, and then it's just this whole bigger,
Yeah, yeah.
See, my mom, she doesn't know who Cristiano Ronaldo is.
He's a very handsome soccer player, MB.
Look him up, Mom.
Yeah.
And you're welcome.
Yes. And he's on the screen every turn, every head turns, no matter what.
Look him up and you're welcome.
And he spends like $1 million on, he naps like 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah.
He takes like these 23, he's like the most, I've read his like regiment on how he stays in such great shape.
This sounds like me.
It's all about sleep.
Sounds like me these days.
Me too. But it's all about sleep. He gets his like 8 hours. He's sleeps during the day, his like 5 or 6 meals, and they're all, obviously he's got a chef.
That sounds like me too these days.
Yeah.
5 or 6 meals.
Does he cry a lot?
That sounds like me also. A lot of emotions going on. All right, Sarah says, I think Taylor's got a lot of haters and non-followers, but she still thinks those people would recognize her.
Oh, yeah.
And that was our conversation. It was just so funny. I remember we were sitting outside, we were in the Finger Lakes, and like this whole, it was like with a group of people, you have these funny conversations.
I think you're right. I mean, yes,
Elizabeth
people would
said,
definitely recognize
if
it.
we had a pro soccer team, more people would know who Messi and Ronaldo are, for sure.
Well, aren't we trying to get another team in a stadium? Like, I think a downtown stadium, like any, you travel around these stadiums downtown, they just fit in so well. And I think a nice soccer stadium with a 5,000 or 10,000 where you can see the city like in the background, or just, it's great. My son went to school in Boston, and we went to one of the Northeastern soccer games. We're just watching it, and like there's the city with right in the background. I just always remember that. Like this is such a cool thing. Yeah,
it is cool. Okay, so
I know we went off topic there.
That's okay.
That was good.
That's what Second Cup's all about. And then everybody's chiming in too, like about whether or not they know Ronaldo. I thought the Pope was another good one too, because like the question was, who's most recognizable, But I think T Swift is now up there especially after her big world tour.
Oh, I think T Swift's definitely up there, but I will definitely say hands down like Ronaldo or Messi would be more popular than T Swift.
Okay, so let's also talk real quick, and then we're going to transition to talking about the buy now programs. But
Sure.
The Winter Classic and the NFL draft, like bringing something like that here. What do you guys think, Cuppies? Do you think, first off, we had the first Winter Classic.
I was at the first one. I can't believe it was 2008.
Yeah, so I was thinking about 2008.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving back. I was working in Syracuse at the time, I remember, and I had to work the next day, so I was listening to it on the radio.
Yeah.
So cool.
It was so much fun. It was such a cool experience. 75,000 people there watching outdoor game. The snow was coming down. Of course, Crosby wins it for him. But anyway, we had a lot of fun at that event. And they were saying maybe do the 20-year anniversary here. That would be great. The new COO for the Bills and the Sabres, boy, he looks like someone who just gets stuff done.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, maybe the Winter Classic, the draft. I mean, Cleveland, Detroit, Green Bay have done it. So they're doing them in cold weather cities that have passionate fan base. We don't have the hotel spot for the draft. I mean, if you could fix up this Adams Mark hotel, maybe, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
You might have to get creative and
Here's
have.
what I think too. It's not like we're looking at the draft next year. We're looking down the road.
Yeah, because the draft for the next few years is
is
already set.
I
So they
think
would have
Orchard
to get
Park
creative.
is going to look a lot different in the next few years.
And I agree with you on that because they would do it after the stadium's done, and they might put some new hotels around it.
I
They're
think
trying to
so,
make
too.
it a destination site very similar
So that's
to Foxborough.
Mark. I'm thinking like maybe you might be onto something now. I'm wondering if in a few years if that still holds true.
Yeah.
Because we might end up with more hotels out there.
Because Green Bay, I don't think would have a ton of hotels because they're smaller than Buffalo. So I bet you they see how they do it.
Mhm.
And I mean, they're cold.
Yeah.
End of April, you don't know what you're going to get.
Sarah wants them to use the new stadium for more things. The taxpayers are helping pay for it. Might as well bring more business to the area. I think the new stadium will also give us the opportunity to get some big shows too that we might not get. Those big stadium tours. We get some of them,
Get some.
but we
do miss out on some.
do miss out on some.
'Cause they
Like
can go to-
Taylor's a great example. We
Yeah.
didn't, I don't know if we would have been on the radar with the new stadium or not, but like that's a big stadium show. It's been traveling.
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney, he does stadium shows. We haven't gotten him at the stadium that in a long time. There was the show where he got arrested. Remember that?
Yes.
Long time ago. But like he's a big stadium tour kind of guy. We have had Garth.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had
Rolling
the Rolling
Stones were there.
Stones.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Who else? We had One Direction. I remember that. I covered that. That was when I first started here, and that was pretty big.
Okay.
We had Beyonce.
Did we?
We had Billy Joel. Didn't we have Beyonce?
Yes,
I
we
thought we did. Right? Beyonce and Jay-Z. This would have been a few years ago. I think when they were touring together. And we had, who did I just say? Oh, Billy Joel. He was here recently.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I guess we do get some pretty
There's
big
some pretty
names.
big ones, but
yeah, but maybe
you're right. You
some-
would add more if you had a beautiful stadium like that.
yeah.
Which it does look like it's going to be great. You do that stadium tour experience, and it is beautiful.
And my mom asking, is the new stadium smaller, holds fewer people? Yes, but I think it's the accommodations. I think that's
Well, it's just
really
like
important to a lot of
Mark said
people.
about the hotels. I mean, you would have to get creative. You'd have to have this
Yes.
Adams Mark one fixed up as well,
Edward's here.
and
I remember
Edward-
he went to Beyonce.
makes sense.
I didn't go. It was Ed. Was it with Jay-Z? Wasn't it with Jay-Z? Am I thinking it was like a few years ago? But we were still working here because that's how I remember.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that
okay.
he went to it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you have, I would see how some of these other smaller cities are doing it. I mean, Detroit's a big city,
Yeah.
so they could do that. But Cleveland, Green Bay will be interesting for me to see.
Lori wants to see Elton John.
He came here though, right?
They were here at one point. Weren't Billy Joel and Elton John here together? I
Yeah.
think, but I don't remember which arena.
But I expect the new COO to really get some stuff that we're like, oh wow,
Yeah.
and kind of get out of it looks like he's kind of get stuff done. I mean, he was with the Charlotte Hornets with Michael Jordan, the Giants. His reputation is amazing,
Cool.
and being like a local product, want to come back and kind of oversee everything. And
Love that.
I am super impressed. He just seems like such a leader who will get stuff done and perhaps bring more stuff to Western Europe.
Ed, Connie says she misses you. Julie says she remembers when the Rolling Stones came. They came in the Rolling Stones airplane.
Yeah.
Remember when they were coming and they were about to make the announcement? Do you remember that? And like the billboard went up with like their logo, but we didn't know they were like officially coming yet. And it was like
Oh.
this big like, oh
Very
my
cool.
God, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People were like,
That
so
was a
jazzed
fun
about it.
night.
Uh-huh. Cindy says Bob Seger. Yeah, we could get some bigger names, so that's kind of cool. Okay, real quick before we go, because I did this story today, we were talking about the holidays. Anybody ever use those programs that are buy now, pay later? So it's a little bit different than layaway. It's a buy now, pay later program. It's really for like online shopping. Have you ever used one of these?
No, I'm not even too familiar. I heard you talking about it. I'm like,
So
I thought it was just a layaway like thing.
it's a similar concept.
Okay.
Like, so for example, when Paul and I bought our Peloton, this is years ago now, because it
Okay.
was during the pandemic and everybody's getting a Peloton, whatever. And you had the option of either like dropping the full amount or you could pay it off bit by bit.
Because they were expensive, aren't they?
They were, yeah, like, and especially at the time, I was like, am I going to like it? I don't,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's just pay it off bit by bit. We looked at the interest rate. We were comfortable with like
Sure.
paying it off month by month. We're like, okay, rather than take the big hit, we'll do this. So we used this one company and, we did this buy now, pay later. So there's a lot of that being offered this holiday season. Some of them are interest free. A lot of them are 4 payments interest free. You got to read the fine print, like everything for what you're getting, right?
Yep.
But it might be a big.
Then it goes to like
purchase.
14.99%.
Then it might jump,
Yeah.
right? Or if you miss payments,
Oh,
it
it's
eventually
over.
can get sent
Yeah.
to a collector. Like there are things that can happen. But if you are comfortable, say you're making this big purchase, you can't make it all at once, but you could pay it off in X amount of payments. These are things that a lot of people are doing. Some of it can be interest free if you follow what they're actually offering. Or some of it is, you know what, I'm going to take that interest rate. Maybe the interest rate is cheaper than what your credit card's interest rate is. You got to look, know.
Okay.
So maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to pay it off. I'm okay with paying a little bit of interest on this because I'm going to pay it off across the year, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just another option. But a lot of people are doing this. Experts are expecting like, I forget what the number was, just billions and hundreds of billions of dollars in online shopping. And I want to say it was going up like 11% or something like that.
Wow.
This year.
I believe it. Online is so if you have something in your brain, you're like, oh, I'd really like X.
Yeah.
And you and then you hit the button and it's on your front door 2 days later.
Kenneth says he uses these programs all the time as long as there's no interest for bigger purchases.
Okay.
Shirley says, yeah, those interest-free ones are great. Connie says she doesn't do that. If she has to do it, she doesn't want to buy it. Lori says, we're talking about this next week. She misses layaway plans at stores, especially around the holidays. So
That's what I think of when you say that.
I've been doing a little bit of like looking
Are they still
around.
exist?
Thank you for asking.
Oh,
We're going to talk about
okay.
this next week.
All right.
Not many. I found one place that still does.
Okay.
But like even Amazon had a layaway program and I was like, oh, this is great. I could let people know. And they actually ended it last month.
Oh, really? That's
Mhm.
interesting.
Mhm.
So there is a brick and mortar store in Western New York that you went to that you can still do layaway.
Mhm.
Like I can bring my package to the back
Mhm.
and they'll hold it.
Mhm.
Oh. Is it a chain or is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
There's
Interesting.
one that I found.
Very cool.
And then when you look it up online, that lets you know. I'll let you. You know
Okay.
what, Cuppies? I'll just let you know.
Oh, is it Target?
No, it's Burlington.
Kohl's. Burlington. Okay.
That's the only one I know of that I've found. I'm going to break it down for everybody on air next week.
But you
But-
broke the story here.
Yeah, you first heard it here, wink. But I've been looking around, honestly, because like Kmart used to do it. I think Walmart did it, right? Somebody else was saying, who else? Somebody said another store that just did it, that used to do it. But anyways, a lot of them have gotten away from it.
Remember Hills? Remember Hills?
Yeah, did they do it?
Yeah. they did
Hills.
it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was one in NT, so
Yeah.
I can picture
Well,
little Aaron going to the back.
And
Yeah.
it was really helpful for you. See, Maureen says Big Lots. And you know what, Maureen, I think they may have, but we don't have those anymore here. They've pretty much
Oh.
closed.
Point. Okay.
Let me see. Big Lots, Buffalo. Let's see where the closest one is. Because the one near me closed. Yeah, the Harris Hill closed. I don't think Big Lots locations. Let's see here. Yeah, it says the only one that was still left listed here was the Big Lots. I wonder if I put our zip code in, if we'll see what's closest. Yep, Tonawanda closed, Clarence closed, West Seneca, Dupuis, all closed here.
Wow.
So I don't know. I wonder if there's like maybe one in Erie or something still, but those all closed too. So yeah, not a lot of options for that. But so that's why I was looking into these buy now, pay later, because you
Makes
really
sense.
can, if you can make those 4 payments, you're not paying interest. And again, it depends. Double check,
Yeah.
what you're specifically buying. Diane says there's still a Big Lot on Young Street in Tonawanda. Is it still open though? I don't think it is.
I don't know.
It
It
looked
said it
like-
was not on
Yeah,
line,
It
but
looks like they're all closed. Megan says they still have one in Olean. Is that one still open? Big Lots, Olean. I haven't been down to Olean for a long time.
yeah.
They open at 9 a.m. Maybe they are still open here. So maybe you go to Olean.
Okay.
But the one near me closed, the one in Clarence, I think. Sarah says the Hamburg and Olean, or excuse me, Hamburg and Olean still have them. And then Elizabeth says there's a Big Lots on Ridge Road next to Aldi. So yeah, pretty interesting. Oh God, it's 8:25 already.
Yeah. Well, we learned a lot. Fun.
Yeah. So anyways, it was fun to talk to you guys today.
Always great.
220 people with us.
Happy Friday.
Thanks
Have a
for
great
joining
weekend.
us on a Friday. Hey, should we end with what we always have to say as we head into a football weekend?
Go Bills.
Okay, Megan was there, so
Oh.
it's definitely open. There's your Big Lots. Thank you, Megan. Go Bills. See ya.